like boiling oil, nor I die to end the suffering. So that's how I feel. Now you do the math. Huh? That's a boiling oil. It's boiling 100 degrees, and then you come and you put something alive in there. Now you imagine, how does it feel? Now you do the math. That's how Ibn Mas'ud said, I felt. And we're not talking about the kafir, talking about one of the companions of Rasulullah. That is one way. Now the second way for mu'min, how did they die? Now Quran tells us, for a mu'min, inshallah, al-mu'minin, that when the time of death comes, when the angel approach, الَّذِينَ تَتَوَفَّاهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ طَيِّبِينَ. The mu'min, when the angel approach, the first thing they do is what? They say, طَيِّبِينَ. They come in a nice looking. That's one. Not like the first, the previous one. Number two, when they come, they also give you good news. يَقُولُونَ سَلَامٌ. Peace. Be calm. Don't be scared. Don't worry. What? طَيِّبِينَ يَقُولُونَ سَلَامٌ. They send their peace to you. And what did they do? Then immediately, they said, they open your position, your place in heaven. And the person started to look at that place, MashaAllah, while he is all into that place, looking, then they started taking their lives. Slowly and slowly, where most of the cases he would not even feel it. That's a mu'min, huh? If the person is mu'min. Until this happens, by the time you feel that that's it, it's over. Very easy. That's the second part. But there is even better than this. And this is all based on your iman. It's like a sugar. When you put in a water or in a drink, the more the sugar is a lot, the more sweeter it becomes. Iman, the more it becomes more, the more the pain of death becomes what? Becomes lower. And for some people, nothing even called pain. It's all about sweet. Like Imam Ali alayhi salam said, he said, Inna aliyan a'anasu bil maut. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said, you see me, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said, to me, death is very comfort and enjoyable, better than the child who is in the mother's hand, sucking the mother's milk. You see a baby? The most comfort part, a place for a baby is being in the hand of the mother and milking the mother. Right? Imam Ali alayhi salam said, to me, death is even more comfort than this. Why? Because of iman. The more iman is higher, the more the pain of death becomes easier. Now after the death, that is the beginning of new life. Now after this death, after death, the entire body changes. The entire body starts to become a painful territory. That each and every part of the body is very, very painful. And that is why in the ahkam, in the fiqh, they say when you wash deceased, be gentle. Why? Because after death, the body becomes like a fire. That every part that he touch, he feels it. Or she feels it. So what happens after the person dies? When we give in the body wash, now the person is talking to you and I. What does he say? Say, Mahlan, be gentle with him. But we don't hear because we are in different worlds. After we finish washing the body, we put the kafan. After the kafan, we ask the family to come and say goodbye before we take the person to the resting place. Now when we put the body, the family comes to say goodbye. Now the deceased is talking to the family. What does he say? Or what does she say? If it's a father, I say, Ya abna'i wa ya ahli, la tal'abanna bikum ad-dahra kama la'ibat bina. Oh my children, my family, do not let this world play with you as it did with us. Because one of the most difficult things on a deceased or dying person is that Abbas al-Qummi, in one of his books, Manazil al-Akhirah, he mentioned that one of the most difficult things for the deceased is that during the time of dying, he or she realized the importance of good deeds. So you and I, we know good deeds is good. It's good to do good. But we don't realize it until the time of death. But at that time, what happens? The doors of good deeds are locked. That is why Quran tells us that وَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ, rush, compete when it comes to good deeds, because a day will come that you will wish to do good, but that day is not what? You are not allowed to do good deeds, because on that day, the door of good deeds is locked. So what happens? After the person dies, then the children come to say goodbye. Say, لَا تَلْعَبَنَّ بِكُمُ الدَّهْرَ كَمَا لَعِبَتْ بِنَا. After this, we take the person to the grave. While we're taking the person to the grave, what happens? The spirit, the ruh, when they take the ruh from this world, they take it for the first heaven, second heaven, third heaven, fourth heaven, and each heaven they get, the angels, they come all to surround the spirit. If the person is a mu'min, they say the spirit gives a good smell. And when the angels smell that, they ask, Ruh man hada? Whose soul is this? Whose spirit is this? Then the angel of death will say, إِنَّهُ رُوحُ فُلَانِ ibn fulan. The spirit of this person, the son of this person. And then they said, Rahimallahu ruha. May Allah be pleased with his spirit. And then they make dua. And then they go to the second, to the third, to the fourth, until they get to where they put all the arwah. Where when you get there, all the arwah, those who died before, they all there. As soon as they see the new ruh come, then they started to ask, Kayfa abna'i? How are my children? Are they praying? Are they fasting? Are they paying sadaqah? Are they? So each and every soul that knows the person wants to know about how his children were doing. And then the other angel comes and says, دَعُوهُ أَنْ يَسْتَرِيحَ مِنْ أَنَاءِ الدُّنْيَا. This man just arrived from the world of suffering, pain, all kind of things, and say, allow him to rest. And then ask your questions later. Now, these are all while the person is out there, the ruh is there. Now, until we get to the grave, and one of the mustahabbat, they said, before you put the person into grave, they say, make sure that you stop 3 times. One time you put the body, and wait. Then you pick the body, you walk, and then you put it down. And then you pick it up, and then you put it down. 3 times before you get to the grave. Why? They say, so that you get the person to prepare himself or herself for that house. Now, we're preparing the person for that house. When you get to the grave, they say, take a moment. Don't rush to put the person in the grave. Why? Because this is a new world for that person. A place he is not expecting. But now he has to be there. Now, after we put the person in the grave, what happened? Immediately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the spirit back to the grave. At that moment, there's already 2 immigration officers. Of whom? Of Allah. 2 immigration officers. They're waiting.